All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you're having an awesome day. Hey, we're going to do something that we enjoy doing and have it every once in a while. I'm not going to say all the time, but enough that it's a pretty regular thing in the house. And it is making tacos the keto fashion. So all I got here is I got an avocado. So we're going to make some guacamole. So I got some avocado, like fresh avocado. I use this Tita's sauce. It actually, because all it is tomato puree, diced tomatoes, and tomato juice, jalapeno peppers, onions, vinegar, salt. It has natural flavoring in it, but I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. And garlic powder. And that's all. No sugar or anything else in it. I use the medium. So it's just spicy enough. We're going to use a little bit of cream cheese. We're going to mix a little bit of cream cheese in with it. And for our shell, when we're going to use this, we're actually going to use cheese wraps today. So after I make the guacamole, I'll talk a little bit about the cheese wraps before I start cooking them. So all I'm going to do in here in the bowl is I'm going to just take the avocado. I'm going to just scoop it out. Now you can use anything you want in this mix, I guess. It's really up to you, right? So we use a little bit of lemon juice in it. Some people I know put some kind of vegetables in it, cabbage or something else or something like that in it. I know we probably live in an area that I should probably know a lot more about guacamole than I do, but I just know what I like, so I just mix it and throw it in here. So again, you just take some and I'm going to throw it in here. I don't measure this stuff out. I just kind of throw it in here and mix it in. And when I get to where I think I like it, then that's where I'll kind of end up staying, right? So. Again, you heard me say it before, we live in an area where we're fortunate enough where we have avocados that grow year round, and there's a lot of avocado orchards close by. So it's pretty good. I'm going to throw the rest of this in. Get all of that in there. Better you can break it into little tiny chunks and stuff too. It makes it easier to crush it and mix it. All right, once you think you've got it mixed to the way you think you're going to like it, I'll put a little bit of lemon juice in there, just a little bit. And then we're going to put a little bit of the salsa sauce in it as well. A couple spoonsful, mix it in some more. I'm gonna put another couple in there just to, you know, you can put as much as you want in there, depending on how high you want it or how cold you want it, or I guess you want to call it that. So I know this is not the traditional, probably the traditional way of making guacamole that most people would use, but it works for us, and we really like it. So the other thing that I'm going to do is, you see that I have the meat here. We do buy the meat. It's pulled pork. It's all ready to go. We buy it that way, so we just kind of heat it up, so we don't have to do a lot of cooking or anything else. So, and then the last thing, and you're going to see me cook them, is we actually buy these cheese wraps, these folius cheese wraps. Now, this is 100% cheese. You'll see that on the back if you look at them. It only there's one carb in here. The ingredients are pasteurized cow milk, salt, and enzymes. So that's it. So it's just cheese. So that's all it is. It's nothing else but cheese, right? So how can you go wrong with cheese, right? So the perfect keto meal. I don't use the low carb tortillas. I'm kind of trying to do much more of a clean, strict type of keto. So I do some things that are probably not the cleanest, but I try to stick as much as I can to it. So I try to stay away from the low carbs one because they have wheat in them and they have oats, and those things to me cause a lot of inflammation in your body. So we try to stay away. So what we're going to do is, all right, so I'm going to put the cheese in the pizza, and we're just going to melt it for a minute. I will leave the backing on here. This is parchment paper that's on here. So I'm going to leave that on here. It makes it easier to remove it. So I'm going to put it in there, let it cook for a second. Once it starts bubbling and it gets all soft and all ready to go, you can see it starting to change color in there in the pan. You can see it starting to... So all you're doing is just heating it up enough to get it going. So it's maybe 2 or 3 minutes, something like that. We'll kind of wait until we see it starting to bubble a little bit, and you can really start to tell that the cheese is starting to melt, and it looks really good. So, All right, so I'm going to just pull it out and throw it on the pan. I'm going to throw another one on here so that my wife can actually have something to eat too. And we're going to let it cool for a minute. So you can see the difference between this one and that one. So you know kind of what you're looking at. Again, it doesn't take long, so... All right, so this is one that's done. You do have to, when they come off the stove, you do have to let them cool for a few minutes. Otherwise, they're too soft to move. So once they've cooled a little bit, they're nice and soft. They're easy to bend. They're not stiff. So this basically all I do is I take a little bit of pork and I put the pork in here like this. Again, so you get good pork that has good ingredients in it, and it's close to, if not zero, carbs in it. Plus you got 1 carb for the meat, for the shell. And then I just take some of this guacamole mix and put it on top, a little bit of guacamole and cream cheese. And if you want, you can put a little more salsa on top, depending on how hot you want it, how spicy you like it. And that's all there is to it. Then you just take it, you pick it up and you got one big taco. So wow, that's so good. That's really, really good. So that's what it looks like inside. That's what it looks like on the outside. Like I say, it holds together pretty well. I'm gonna eat a couple of these. And it's really perfect. Low carb, pretty healthy. The cheese helps you get your fat in. Between the cream cheese and the wrap, it will help you get your fat in. You're getting the meat from the protein from the meat. So it's a really good, simple, easy, another 10-minute recipe. The cheese wraps, we get them at Costco, but you can get them at Trader Joe's as well. I know Aldi's has a different brand, and I believe Sprouts has their own brand as well. So you can get cheese wraps there as well. So you can get them around. Much better than the low-carb tortilla shells. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you'll subscribe. This is going to be my dinner. So again, hope to see you soon and come back in the next one. Subscribe, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.